James for three. Puso at Lakas, Sports sa Pinas. Kasama sina Coach Jojo at Coach Janet Villa.
Isang mapagpalang Sabado sa inyo mga teammates. Ito po si Coach Jojo Villa ng Fellowship of Christian Athletes at ito ang programang Puso at Lakas Sports sa Pinas sa 702 DZAS FEBC Radio TV. Welcome sa mga teammates natin na nakikinig sa atin via DWAY 104.3 FM Care Radio sa Bicol, sa DXFE 1197 The Good News Radio sa Davao Region, sa DZRK 106.3 FM Radyo Kapit Bisig, Palawan, sa DXAS 1116 Your Community Radio sa Zamboanga. Tayo rin po ay napapakinggan via online streaming sa Facebook page natin sa Puso at Lakas Sports sa Pinas, sa FEBC 702 DZAS o kaya sa febc.ph. Batiin ko lang po mga kaagapay natin na madalas makinig sa atin, si Pat and Sara Morales, Ben and Maricar Loriaga, Julita Adamos, Jennifer Satingin, Rosalie Centillas, Tess Almaden Bagtas Dihan, Sunny Inolpe, Kyle Joshua Chan, Nora Cancela, Faustina Habla, Coach Glendino Gopez, Jocelyn Panagiton, Clarissa Mendoza, Imelda Garces, Raquel Santiago, and Baby Navisaga. Mga kagapay, sa pagbabalik ng Puso at Lakas, ang ating guest ay isang coach na nagtiyaga munang mag-assistant coach para siya ay maging hinog na hinog, equipped, ready to take the job pag siya ay tinawag para maging head coach. At siya ngayon ang head coach ng women's basketball team ng kanyang universidad. Sa pagbabalik natin.
Puso at Lakas, Sports sa Pinas. Pusong kampiyon. Siya na nga, luha at galak. Mga sikreto ng marugdog na ensayo at pagtatagumpay sa larangan ng sports. Pusong kampiyon.
Mga kaagapay, our guest is the head coach of the UP Women's Basketball Team sa UAAP. Maganda yung trinabaho niya, no? Unti-unti, year after year, slowly rising, no? And umabot siya sa Final Four after a drought. Let's all welcome Coach Paul Ramos. Hi, Coach Paul.
Hi, Coach Jojo. Good afternoon. Thank you for having me. I'm honored that you have invited me and shared your platform. Hopefully, I can help the viewers and the listeners get some insights from our discussion.
Alam mo, Coach Paul, no? Gaano na ba katagal ang UP hindi pumapasok sa Final Four?
Well, actually, if I recall it correctly, I'm not too accurate, don't quote me on this, Coach, but the last time that we entered Final Four, if I'm not mistaken, was with back in 2008.
Okay, so 2008, that makes around 15 to 16 years, no? Bago tayo nakapasok, no? Tingin mo, yung journey mo as a head coach of the UP Fighting Maroons, no? Siyempre, hindi ka naman basta-basta ilalagay ka na head coach ka kagad, no? Ng mataas na level. I could say it's the highest level when it comes to women's basketball, no? Sa Pilipinas, no, among the leagues. Paano ka ba napunta dito sa coaching?
It's a very interesting question, Coach. My educational background is also in UP and primarily CHK, College of Human Kinetics, and I graduated from sports science. At first, Coach, actually, ang coaching, it was coincidental lang. I treated it as a means to an end, actually. As you know, in our field sa CHK, maraming mga, kumbaga back then, it's a racket mga coaching opportunities and instructing, facilitating opportunities. So I started doing those things like in Milo and other peers natin na binigyan kami ng opportunity mag-coach. I thought of it lang as a income generating lang for me to sustain my college tuition and all my living lang. But I found it that I fell in love with it, kaya eventually it became my passion. So now we were lucky and blessed na binigyan tayo ng trust at opportunity sa UP. I think because I graduated from UP, number one. Number two, I was already part of the UP women's basketball team years ago. So I think that could have been, I'm just speculating, but that could have been my edge against some of the other coaches that were trying to also apply for the position, that I have the understanding already, because coming from the inside, I know what it takes and what are the ins and outs of UP community and the UP system and the culture of UP. So I think I used that to design the program applying for the position, and we're blessed naman that so far all the plans, if not all, majority of the plans and the vision that we are trying to establish for the team, coach, in the right direction pa naman so far. And we're praying na magtuloy-tuloy pa rin to our end goal.
Mhm. So from 2008, I think you were part of the coaching staff of Coach Eric Castro, who is now the Deputy Commissioner sa PBA, no? So si Coach Eric naman, from head coach, is now with the PBA as the Deputy Commissioner, no? The second man in command, no? Sa linya, no, of succession. Ikaw naman, normally yung mga assistant coaches eventually would become the head coaches. But ayaw naman natin na yung kakamayin mo yung mga bagay-bagay, being an assistant coach para maging head coach, sisirain mo yung head coach, hindi marunong yan, di ba? Ako papalit dyan. But eventually, yung perseverance mo, tapos yung patience mo, paid off kasi nagtanim ka, no? When I say nagtanim, hindi ka naman nagmamadali, di ba? Ibig sabihin, paying your dues, being in the trenches of coaching, until I think you are already equipped to be a head coach at a level na, alam mo, lahat ng foundation, yung pundasyon mo, matibay na matibay. But before you became the head coach of UP, alam ko, you became an assistant coach sa mga ibang levels, but in the UAAP. Can you walk us through kung ano yung mga teams na naging assistant coach ka?
Yes, Coach. Thank you for asking that. Kasi very funny rin ang story, Coach. Kasi as you know, in the amateur level, lalo na sa ating mga collegiate teams and even in high school, multi-role talaga ang assistant coach. You're a taper, you're a psychologist, you're a ball boy, and everything. You're a strength and conditioning coach, and primarily as an assistant coach also to your head coach. So maraming facets of the game that I was blessed to have learned during that course of that experience. And yes, Coach, after, in fact, I would verify that true enough, nung ako ay naging assistant coach ni Coach Eric Castro, in fact, when he exited, no, and he parted ways with UP, I opted to join him kasi I wanted that to have a clear slate for who will be the next coach of the program. So I was aspiring to be the best assistant coach to Coach Eric during that time. And when he decided to move forward to his next endeavor, sumama ako sa kanya. Hindi ko kinuha yung position for him. And what happened was I was a head coach of the Miriam College high school team for several years. And I had a good run naman during that time. And then the latter part of those years, I was also blessed and honored na yung Ateneo naman took notice of our experience and took chance on me also, took me into their realm as an assistant coach also to the Lady Eagles under kay Coach Epo Kimpo. So naging assistant coach din ako sa kalaban nating team ngayon. And then I was an assistant coach to Coach Epoch for 1 year. And then
naging assistant ka kay
the
Coach
next year,
Epoch, no? Yes, you became an assistant coach kay Coach Epoch. And then, alam ko si Coach Epoch napalitan. Sino ba yung pumalit kay Coach Epoch?
si Erica D, Coach Jojo. Coach Erica D was the one who replaced Coach Epoch for the following year. And I was also part of that team. And then after that year, Coach, medyo blessed din na hinired din tayo to be an assistant coach of the Blue Eaglets, the juniors team of Ateneo during sila Mike Nieto under Coach Joe Silva.
Coach Eric, no, if titingnan mo yung experience mo, no, yung breadth and yung width ng experience mo, no, na under ka kay Coach Erica D, mga kagapay, si Coach Erica D is now the SBP Executive Director. Siya yung parang katumbas nito Secretary General, no, ng kung sa FIBA, no. And then you were with Joe Silva. Ano ang malaking natutunan mo kay Coach Erica D being with the Lady Eagles?
I feel the connection with the players, having Erica D as a former player also of the Lady Eagles. She knew and understands players very well. She knows how to communicate very well with the players and understands their circumstances. And that's why she understands how to push the right buttons for her players. So I think obviously on the late woman part, yun ang limitation ko because I'm a male, but the psyche of a woman being the head coach, understanding the psyche of women players, mas naging malalim pa ang aking understanding under Coach Erica D.
Malaking bagay, no, to be under several coaches. You get to see, syempre hindi naman lahat may good side, may bad side din, no? Yan ang reality dahil kahit naman ako, di ba? Tawag nito, sinner, only saved by the grace of the Lord. So, hindi tayo perpekto. Isa lang naman ang taong perpekto, no? Ang Panginoong Jesus, di ba? Because He was fully man and He was fully God at the same time. So, nakita ni Coach Eric ni Coach Paul na yung magandang katangian ni Coach Erica D, who is also an attorney, no, a lawyer, yung being a very good communicator. And then you were under also Coach Joe Silva, who was the head coach of the, ano man tawag sa Baby
Blue Eaglets.
Baby Eagles, sana sasabihin ko, no? The Blue Eaglets. And then, I think pinagpalad kayo dito, no? Maganda yung run nyo. And then who were your players and then what was the result of that season?
Coach, maganda, napakaganda and ang experience, very memorable ang experience ko doon. During Coach Joe Silva's time when I was part of the Blue Eaglets, it was headed by Mike Nieto and Matt Nieto during that time. And ang daming support group like Jolo Mendoza, Sean Ildefonso, Brian Ildefonso, Brian Andrade, and Gian Mamuyak. So maraming players that are really talented and very good charactered players. Actually, during that time, Coach, share ko lang that when Coach Joe tapped me and invited me to be part of the Blue Eaglets, may kontrata na ako agad sa kanya. Sabi ko, Coach Joe, I appreciate and I'm honored that gusto mo ako makasama, but would it be possible na one and done lang ako sa'yo? Because I was already about to have a next journey. I was thinking of what do you call that? Having a break from coaching for a period of time muna. I was decided to just coach for another year because of a special request by Coach Joe Silva, a good friend of mine. And we were blessed naman na binigyan kami ng kampyonato during that UAAP season.
Alam mo si Coach Joe Silva, no? Nakita ko siya nung nag-uumpisa siyang maging coach. He was taken in to be an assistant coach under Coach Jolly pa sa RP Youth, no? I think that was 2004, no? Sila LA Tenorio, no? And then kilala ko ang dad ni Coach Joe, si JM. Mas kaibigan ko yung kanyang tiyo, si Bombit Silva. And maganda dito, ikaw ay naging assistant coach sa isang team na binanggit mo na maganda yung disiplina ng mga players, no? Yung character nila, buong-buo, nandiyan yung Mike Nieto, si Jolo Mendoza, yung Nieto brothers, then si Sean Ildefonso, pati yung younger brother niya, no? Tama ba?
Yes. Si Dave, during that time when we won, wala pa nga si Dave noon, Coach.
Wala pa pala si Dave. Tapos si Mamuyak. All of these, umabot sila sa PBA. They have the talent, they have the skill, but binanggit nga ni Coach Paul Ramos, they have the discipline. Kasi pwede ka namang magaling, pero wala kang disiplina, hindi ka aabot sa next level and then to the highest level, which is professional basketball. Dito sa mga experience mo, no? Seeing a lot of players mula assistant coach sa UP women's basketball team under Coach Eric Castro, then with Erica D, and then with Joe Silva. Ano ang hinahanap mo sa isang player na katangian? O yung mga gusto mo? Kung may tatlong hinahanap ka sa isang player, ano yun?
Siyempre, Coach, I'll be very simple, no? Number one, obviously, kailangan may physical attributes to attain success. Kasi siyempre, whether we like it or not, we're in the sports of basketball. You have to have the capabilities to perform, also, obviously. But number two is more important sa akin, Coach. The character, the great, deep, sound, and fundamental, grounded character of a person, actually, not just an athlete, which is more.
Binabanggit ni Coach.
It's becoming shorter and shorter, right? Yung period of you becoming involved to see the player, medyo umiikse. Kaya medyo nagkakaroon ng challenge how to identify if this athlete really has good character. So you have to find ways as a coach when you are having a tryout session to check if their character is in check. Kumbaga kung matetest mo yung character ng athlete na yan. But mentioning all those athletes na nasa PBA na ngayon, during our experience, maraming times na test talaga yung character nila at they passed it with flying colors kasi napakaganda ng kanilang mga attitudes and disiplina. Kaya naman binless sila ng Panginoon natin na umabot sa highest level of playing, which is in the professional level.
Alam mo, Coach Paul, among coaches, no, meron silang linggo eh. Pag sinabing, kamusta yung player na yan? Pag sinabing, may character yan eh. Pero yung ibig sabihin ng may character na yan, in a negative sense. Tama ba? Tama ba, no? Pag sinabing, kamusta yan? Kamusta ang Pero, yung iba naman, siyempre, among the coaches, pag sinabing may character yan eh. Yung iba naman, ang tanong nila, kamusta ang character niyan? And others would say na hardworking and the other attributes na that would make this player above others dahil meron siyang mga ibang attributes, no? Ano ba yung mga attributes, no? Or yung mga discipline, or we can say na disiplinado. The other disciplines na nakita mo doon sa mga players sa women's team at saka sa high school na nakita mo na kaya sila naging successful. If you can have 2 or 3, ano yung mga nakita mong attributes nila?
Number one dyan, Coach, yung Coach, can I just mention something about the character word itself? No?
Yes, sure.
Totoo, Coach. there are two understandings when you relay the word to the discussion, when you have a character at yung character na positive at character na negative. I always mention this to some of my players that try to have a good character, not be a character. What am I trying to say when I say that? Yung negative connotation ng character, isa kang nagiging character. Meaning, para ka nasa pelikula na nagiging bida ka o nagiging kontrabida ka. That's what you don't want. What we want as coaches, to see the good character of that person, which is ito na nga, which is I want to share. Number one, fighter. Kasi I feel in sports, there are a lot of situations where the emotional impact to athletes vary. There are a lot of high times and there are a lot of low times. It's not always high, it's not always low. So the only consistent characteristics that I think would be good to help that athlete is fighter sila, whatever the situation. Whether they're in an advantage or a disadvantage, whether they won, they lost, they lost. Kailangan may desire siya to compete. That's number one sa.
So Coach Paul, no, binanggit mo na ang hinahanap mo sa isang player is somebody who would compete day in and day out. And ang description mo doon, you call it a fighter, no? Si Coach Jolly pa naman, ang hinahanap niya sa isang athlete, given na yung physical attributes, na they can jump high, they can move fast, they are quick, they can explode, no? Ang hanapin mo ngayon yung hindi na yung physical attributes, yung kamukha ng binanggit mo being a fighter, no? Kay Coach Jolly pa, which nakuha ko, and I think karugtong to ng being a fighter is somebody who is a winner. Ano ibig kong sabihin being a winner, no? Sa mga nakikinig sa atin, somebody na hindi magpapatalo. Kasi ang mahirap kalaban, kahit sabihin mo na yung player hindi magaling, pero hindi magpapatalo. So kung gagawa siya ng paraan, no? So para hindi ka makashoot, dedepensahan ka na ng husto kahit mali na yung defensive stance niya, mali na yung footwork niya, but he will do everything just for you not to score. Another thing, pag sinabing winner is, we may have 5 players, no? They may be your best players. But sometimes, yung winner mo na player may be your 6th man or 7th man. So pagdating sa dulo ng laro, would you have the ball doon sa best player mo? Or would you have the ball doon sa player mo na ang attitude ay winner, gagawa ng paraan kahit anong klaseng baluktot yung tira, pero talagang tatago sa ring at meron kayong pagkakataon makascore. Do you have fighter and winner, winner, magkarugtong yan eh. Do you have players na talagang nasabi mo na this player is a winner, kakaiba dahil hindi magpapatalo?
Yes, Coach. Yes. There are a lot of players that na may ganyang characteristics. And one of that is Mike Nieto. I can proudly say that he was not just a good player, he was a great leader actually in the team. Kaya I feel that kami nila Coach Joe noon, we had an easier time coaching the whole team. And when we're talking about his heart as a winner, if you notice, he's a undersized big man kung tutusin sa position niya. But he's able to outperform a lot of the big men because of his character, of being a winner nga, na he would try to do over and beyond things just to achieve his task. If he's tasked to block out and rebound, then he'll do that. If he's tasked to find a way to score, then he'll find a way to score. If he's tasked to defend the best big man or athlete in the opposing team, then he will do that. So that coincides, Coach, with what Coach Joe Lipa is saying, that we're looking for that winners also, Coach. And Coach, can I add lang another characteristic that recently in the recent years I've discovered na another characteristic na nagiging interesting then to see sa players is being constantly curious. As you know, coach, ang sports development and player development, hindi yan nakukuha in 1 year. It's years of establishing time and again improvement and development. So I feel yung curiosity nila to how to get better, yung hunger to get better and find ways to hone their craft, coach, that is also a great character that I think athletes nowadays has to have.
Coach, pwede ba nating idugtong dyan sa those who are constantly curious? Sabihin na lang natin na, dagdag natin, no? These people or these athletes are humble. They are humble enough. Grabe yung humility nila na willing to learn, para silang sponge, no, na talagang lahat ng pwedeng i-absorb. Kasi ang gusto lang naman nila at the end of the day is to become better. And ang kabaliktaran ng constantly curious is somebody na I can say na who is proud. Na hindi na siya, wala na siyang room for improvement or room to learn more, no? And coach, meron ka bang players na nakita na could have become better but feeling nila I'm good, I'm feeling nila I'm okay, they did not take they were not humble enough to listen more, no? Kasi lahat naman tayo even as coaches, we can be 1% better each day if we just listen, no? If we just listen. So coach, ano naman, talking about humility or those who are constantly curious, may player ka ba na sayang kasi hindi na ayaw nang matuto o ayaw nang mag-grow?
Coach, yung ating pinag-uusapan na may personang ganyan, that is attributed to yung lingo natin as coaches, yung coachable ba ang player mo or not. Tama ba, coach? That's the wording that we normally use when we talk about and identify our players who are willing to learn, sponge ang attitude, and constantly curious. Yes, coach, and I'm actually honored and happy and glad that I had several, if not, I can also say many, that were like that. I won't name names already, coach, but I'm glad that to experience those kinds of players, because I feel that during the time that I was coaching them, I was also trying to be better as a coach, because I would always ask myself, how can I coach him or her better, even or in spite the fact that he or she is a little bit proud already, or medyo parang he or she has the conceived notion or perception of himself sobrang malayo sa perception ng coach dun sa athlete na yan, na hindi lang nagko-connect. And trying to evaluate those players, those experiences.
Yes,
the environment that they were in also attributed or contributed to why they were having that kind of a perception of themselves. And what I'm talking about is, obviously, coach, 90%, all of my coaching years is in the amateur. So number one factor dyan is the family around them, as you know. And it's very unfortunate, or the reverse side, it's also fortunate, if you have a family that supports you, bombards you with good insights, but on the other side of the edge of the knife, double-edged sword yan, if the environment that you live in day out is also in a bad influence in your mind, meaning pag iba rin ang finifeed sa mind mo day in and day out, even if you have a good coach, a good mentor, pag uwi mo sa bahay, iba ang conflicting ang principles at philosophies na pinapasok. Unfortunately, the player will have a conflicting mindset. Kaya siguro napupunta sa ganung perception ng mga coaches also that this kind of a player has this uncoachable attitude. So yun lang, nakakalungkot kasi tayo, we have influence over the players sometimes. We mentor them. Unfortunately, we don't have the power or influence to their family. So yun ang challenging.
Alam mo, Coach, habang binabanggit mo to, no, may pumasok sa akin, and this is a hard question, no? Or a reality. No? Kasi Coach Paul, lahat naman tayo, we started from somewhere. Wala namang pinanganak na coach na pagdating ng 1 year or 2 years, si Eric Spoelstra, si Pat Riley, or si Tim Cone. Di ba? It took them years, decades, for them to become better coaches. Alam mo mga kagapay, ang binabanggit ko dito, kasi minsan may mga players na feeling nila magaling na sila, no? Tapos nakita nila si Coach Paul. Alam nila siguro si Coach Paul is just coaching for mga ano pa lang, mga
Amateur.
5 to 8 years pa lang or 10 years pa lang, no? So feeling nila, ang coach na ito, baguhan to. Baka walang alam to. Hindi marunong to. So ibig sabihin, di ba Coach Paul, that's the attitude of some players na alam nila pag baguhan yung coach, may toyo, no? Pag sabing may toyo, may topak, or hindi siya coachable. So, susubukan talaga yung coach. May mga gagawin na mga bagay na hindi maganda, consciously or unconsciously, at doon masusubukan yung resolve ng isang coach. Bibigay ka ba? Ibig sabihin, when I say bibigay ka ba, makikiusap ka ba? Are you going to plead with your players para lang makuha mo sila yung kanilang loob, or ilalabas ko muna yung aking martilyo, yung aking hammer. I'm going to use my sledgehammer and then magpapakilala ako. Ito ako. Ako si Coach Paul. So Coach Paul, malamang may mga ganyan kang players. So how were you able to rise above the occasion, especially pag yung mga players mo susubukan ka?
Very good question, Coach. What I did, I have a particular situation that I would like to share. Back in high school in Miriam, I had a very talented player, and I was having a hard time. I was challenged how to manage, just like what you're asking. So what I did was I did not deal with the situation on my own, Coach. I became a student. I went back to becoming a student. I consulted. I was curious. I asked my peers, the more senior ones, and shared my situation. And they're very glad to share their experience as well and share the insight so that whatever information that I can get, maybe I can choose the best depending on my own situation. And I was honored to get a lot of insights from some of the best coaches now in the field. So I can't be very specific what I did, but that's what the first thing I did is to be curious. Sometimes kasi coaches, ang normal na attitude ng coach kasi you have control, diba? As a head coach, that's one thing that you're trying to have over your team. Control, manage, diba? You're the leader. So sometimes you get to have the tendency that if you're facing a situation, you would try to solve it with all the experience and the knowledge that you have right now. But sometimes you have to be humble enough and be realistic enough that you may not have experienced it and you don't know how to best approach it. Maybe take a step back, deal with it a little bit longer by consulting and, getting more information how to deal with it better so that you hindi ka mapapasok. Kasi meron na rin naman dealt with it immediately, very spur of the moment. This is how I use my experience. Unfortunately, looking back to it, may konting regret because I could have been a better coach. Diba? Parang, coach, nabanggit mo, ako, idol ko yan, si Coach Tim Cone. I admire how deep his understanding, how deep like Phil Jackson, diba? Na, how can you manage and coach Dennis Rodman, right? So I look back to those experiences back when in high school Miriam, nasabi ko, I could have been a better coach if I understood it better. So yun ang suggestion ko sa mga nagsisimulang coaches na be curious also. Sometimes you don't know the answer. It's okay. You're also human. You're also in the process of getting better as a coach.
Coach Paul, I love that, no? Sa Biblia, sinasabi sa mga ganong sa mga situations na ikaw ay masusubukan, ang sabi nga doon is slow to speak, slow to anger, but quick to listen. So, ang importante dyan is nakinig ka muna sa mga taong kinonsulta mo, binasa mo muna yung sitwasyon before you make a decision, kasi binanggit mo nga na pwede kang mapaso or masunog, no? And pag gumawa ka ng isang drastic decision, pwedeng lalong umabot sa mas malaking gulo, not knowing na, for example, if the player pala kaya siya ganun, dahil may problema siya sa bahay, di ba? May problema siya sa magulang. Yung kanyang magulang ay naghihiwalay or nag-aaway. So, syempre, kung ano mga nakikita niya sa bahay, nadadala niya sa ensayo yan. Yan ang katotohanan, mga kaibigan, no? So, ang importante is, makita mo muna kung ano yung kalagayan niya sa bahay. Makita mo kung sino yung kanyang mga magulang. Kung ang magulang ba niya syempre dapat naman lahat ng magulang is, they raise up the child in the way they should go. But because we are fallen, no, in a broken society na, alam nyo, mga kapatid, ang gulo, no? Dati pag sinabi lang babae at lalaki, ngayon, ang dami ng mga sinasabi nilang gender, no? Hindi ako naniniwala doon. Ang alam ko, ang Panginoon, ginawa lang tayo in the image of man and woman. So, Coach, that was a very good, no, gesture on your part na to consult other people, kasi baka mamaya nadaanan nila yun, no? Ikaw first time. Coach, you're coaching sa UP. Pag sinabing UP, mataas yung academic standards, no? Lalo na ikaw. I know that there are schools that would relax the rules. But I know you as a coach, you are not going to relax the rules or the standard of excellence. Kasi kaya nga excellent na yan. Bakit pa natin ibababa yung standard of excellence? Kamusta po yung mga atleta mo? And how do you make sure that they are studying?
Yes. Very good question, Coach. It's very appropriate in recent times. I'm glad to announce or share with you that we have 3 players that are honor students this semester. Meron tayo isang US and meron tayong 2 CS, University Scholar and College Scholar. I'm very glad to announce that because I feel na medyo na reciprocate yung environment where we are putting the players in. You asked how are we achieving it? Coach, it's a very holistic approach that we put in. We have an academic program that has different facets. So hindi kasi tayo pwedeng parang magsabi lang na, this is the standards of the grades that you have to maintain and then do it on your own, bahala ka na. If you don't meet it, then you have sanctions, there are implications. What we try to do in our team right now is we surround them with the support that is readily available, just as long as they ask help. Just like in real life, nobody will help you unless you seek help. So, ano ngayon yung mga support na pwede nilang malapitan? Number 1, we have a tutor system. So we have an external tutor that helps and assists the first year and the second year student athletes. Kasi yung mga nagta-transition sa amin, I saw it that it's somewhat a challenging transition phase from the high school to the college, especially the standards pa nga of UP. So there's a tutor behind them. Number 2, academic support advisors. So these are the advisors that guide them with their course or their degree. So mag-guide sila sa diskarte kung ano yung mga subjects na i-enroll nila, ilang units ang kukunin nila this sem so that ibabalance sila pag season, medyo mas light muna, then pag off season, diyan ka bumombard so that you'll have time to put attention to your academics. And then number 3, we also have our Sister Act program. Ano ito? ito yung parang body system na ginagawa namin na merong partner or merong ate na mas senior, hindi naman kailangan graduating but medyo na-experience na at na-embrace na yung culture namin of standards of excellence and particularly in academic na siya yung magiging parang ate mo to guide you na hahatakin ka to get the habits of studying and trying to excel and outdo yourself from the previous one. Kasi I feel, coach, tayo hindi naman ako magiging kumbaga hypocrite. Even if I want the girls to excel in academics, I myself was not an A student or a B or a C actually. I'm a D student in UP. Nag-survive lang tayo because sabi nga ni Johnny Walker, keep walking. So mabagal lang ako maglakad. There are students I understand that will definitely have trouble and challenges. As long as they put the work in and ask help, there will be a support. And just recently, we also did another program which we started prior to pandemic, Coach Joe. It's very interesting. I instituted the study hall time. What is that? I saw this sa Ateneo, di ba? Ito yung mga parang sinasabi ko nga na when you get a lot of experiences from other teams, you take what is good of them and then you bring it to your next challenge, di ba? Your next endeavor. So what we're doing right now is there is a number of hours that they are required to stay in a study hall, in this case, in our office in VTC, where they have to stay there and do their homework, read, or do anything academically related. And then there'll be X number of hours. So every week, parang around 15 hours to 20 hours of study hall time. And what will that do? That will basically jumpstart the habit forming. Na yung mga dating kunong high school, parang atleta lang, di ba? Pasok lang, petics lang sa aral, pero nakakapasa naman. Hindi nila na-develop yung habit. This time around, you put them in an environment where they have nothing to do but read, advanced study or do homeworks, etc. And then, lo and behold, years after, they've developed that na every day, parang libre yung oras ko ngayon, bakante. O what will I do? Will I practice basketball or will I study? Diba? So yun yung nadidiba. So those are 4 programs that we are instituting right now that I'm glad to share that it's becoming a successful one sa academic.
Alam mo, Coach
monitoring
Paul,
the average GWA of our athletes.
Yeah, Coach Paul, I love this, no? Yung developing good habits. Kasi there are only 2 habits in the world. Good and bad habits. And most players coming from high school, iba yung academic rigors sa college. In fact, ako ngayon, assistant coach ako, no? Volunteer assistant coach sa UP men's basketball team, no? Baguio, UP Baguio men's basketball team, no? So tinanong ko yung isang player, sabi ko sa kanya, anong course mo? Sabi niya, coach, ganto. Ito course ko. Sabi ko, yan ba talagang pinili mo? Hindi, coach, eh. Ang pinili ko ito, pero I did not make the grade. Kasi coach, nung high school kami, hindi naman kami prepared sa gantong klaseng math. Pagpasok raw nila sa math ng UP, nagulat raw siya, ba't ganito yung math? Napakahirap, no? And what you're doing right now is may mga tutors, may support advisors, may sister act program na yung magandang habit, yung mga players na maganda na yung habits, no? Or study habits. So, ma-i-influence niya yung mga batang player. And then may study time na talagang they know that kung may practice nga may nakalaan na practice time, no? Siyempre may nakalaan din na time for them to study. The important thing there is making it front and center sa mga players na estudyante kayo, student athlete. No? Una yung word na student bago kayo atleta. Pumasok kayo dito sa Universidad ng Pilipinas, magbabasketball kayo, pero kailangan yung mag-aral. And the result, ang resulta three players mo, no? One university scholar. Pag sinabing university scholar, 1.2, 1.2 and above. So ibig sabihin ang average niya na sa mga 95 to up, no? Or in fact 97 yata, ganun, 97 up and then 92 up, no? It's because in-ingrain mo sa mga ulo nila na mga bata, pag-aaral ay importante. Kasing importante ng basketball. Hindi ko sinasabing mas importante ang basketball, pareho silang importante. Kasi nandito kayo sa universidad para maglaro ng basketball at pag hindi kayo nag-aaral, matatanggal yung privilege for them to be student athletes for UP. Coach, umabot ka ng Final Four. Eventually, after all the hard work. Ano ba talaga ang tinanim mo para umabot ka doon sa end result?
Oh, okay. There are a lot of things happened and had to change. But I think to summarize it all up, we'll go back, circle back to what we were discussing a while ago, Coach. We're trying to develop winners. And hopefully, yung mga winners ng simula ay mas na-ingrain pa natin ngayon. What happened kasi, Coach, is you know this also, Coach, knowing your experiences in the teams that you've been with, ang pinakamahirap is yung merong losers.
Yeah, having losers in your team, no? Na or bad influence, no? Na
unintentionally na loser sila. No, hindi yon nila dinideclare na loser ako. Nobody will say that I'm a loser. Nobody will acknowledge that. But the actions and the beliefs in their head ay attributed to some losers mentality. So yun muna yung kailangan naming mabago when I was given this opportunity to lead the UP women's basketball team. We had to slowly ingrain that we need to be winners in all facets that we are doing. And then slowly but surely, the winning in the games, during the games, will happen if we are trying to be winners every day of our lives. So that goes with practice, that goes being a winner as an athlete, as a student, as a friend, as a teammate, as a brother, etc., etc. And all things will follow suit.
So importante dito is the mindset, no?
The mindset.
I think sa psychology, ang term nila doon is, napag-aralan ko to kasi when I became a head coach of a team, ganun din, ang mentality nila, player na ako, I mean, in a league na may glamour. So kahit matalo ako, sikat na ako sa eskwelahan, pero hindi naman acceptable sa akin yun. Ang panalo mo is one game out of 14 games. Diba? So, yung attitude of hopelessness, yes, we have to turn it around that kaya natin to. But it starts with the head coach. So, ang sakit ng ulo ni Coach Paul, no? Dahil he had to figure a way. And there is always a way out towards a team or the result na yung gusto mo. And ang result na gusto mo is all of them would feel that I can do this in spite of. Kasi ang number one mindset dyan is may mga barriers na kailangan mong gibain. No? Once nagiba yun, and then moving forward na. Coach, what is ano ang gusto mong legacy na iiwan sa mga players mo? At the end of their playing careers, 10, 20 years from now, pag naalala nila, anong gusto mo maalala ng mga players mo sa'yo?
It's a tough question, but I'll be very pragmatic about it, Coach. I'll go back na lang to my philosophy in life. I discovered this maybe back in college, early on. I wanted to be a man of value more than a man of success. I think I read that from Einstein. I don't know who quoted it very well, but if I read it somewhere. I think it was Einstein who quoted it, and it was really striking for me kasi especially in coaching. Now we are judged 90% of the time with the win-loss record, nothing else. 90% of the time. So it's gonna be a very challenging journey if you will only measure yourself as a coach by the wins and the loss record. It is a good measure, yes, but it's not the only measure for me. So what I want as a legacy, I think, is that when I talk to my previous players and in the future, all the players that I've been, which I'm glad to say that I think all of them pa naman sa ngayon ay medyo magandang relationship namin, deep ang relationship namin. I feel that my legacy would be if I was a valuable person to them during the time that we were together. How long it was, you know. I'm hoping that I had been an impact to them, an influence, an inspiration, maybe. But all in all, a valuable person during the time that we were together. So that kasi that you will encounter a lot of people in your life, and a coach is one of that. And you don't want to be remembered during that time to be a coach that thought about just winning and losing all the times that they were together, or just scolding you the whole time, or vice versa, yung binobola ka lang the whole time because kailangan niya dahil in professional coach, alam mo naman yan, di ba, na you have to also sometimes boost the ego of players. So minsan hindi ka rin diretso na, you're not a true genuine person anymore because you're beholden with your professional work. So sometimes it's more important for me na ma-realize ng players ko dati na mas maging valuable lang ako sa inyo, masaya na ako. I feel that alone is already a good legacy for me.
Coach, talking about value, no? Binanggit mo na ako may naibaon ako, may naiwan ako sa mga players ko, no? Na si Paul Ramos during my time with you players, no? May maganda naman akong tinanim sa inyo. Coach, ilan na sa mga players mo ang ano yung batting average, no? Mga nag-graduate sa college, and then ano ang kanilang mga profession?
That's where I'm very, very proud of. My stint in UP and our stint in UP ni Coach Eric, hindi man kami nakapagpa-champion pa, but that's where we are really proud of. We have a lot of very successful and very established professionals, doctors, attorneys, pilot. I can't name all of them, but all of them are really in a good state in their lives right now. But what I can say is that ngayon sa aming I'm also proud to say na 85% ang aming what do you call that,
graduation rate?
Yes, that's what it was done by the varsity office, so it's not our study, the data. So I'm happy to, I'm hopeful that we can maintain that or even make it higher. So ibig sabihin, pagpasok sa program namin, 85% ng mga players gumagraduate at meron sila nababaon na diploma, hopefully for the next stage of their lives. So yeah, Coach.
That's so wonderful, no? Isipin mo may mga doctors na, no? So si Coach Paul, pag may sakit na siya, ang alam ko meron ng orthopedic surgeon, meron ng rehab doctor, tapos meron pang isa, I think tumulong sa construction ng bahay ni Coach Eric, tapos may mga abogado na kung si Coach Paul ay magluloko, may mga magbe-bail na sa kanyang mga abogado. Pero huwag na tayong umabot sa gano'n, no? But yes, Coach Paul, no? Binanggit ka na, hindi kayo nag-champion. Pero Coach, you are already a champion kasi ang pinaka-importante is yung may maiwan ka na legacy na at the end of the day, dala-dala nila kasi not all players, hindi naman magbabasketball yan buong buhay nila, no? And for them to become doctors, to become lawyers, to become architects, to become engineers, I think that is the real measure of success, no? Yung wins, pwede ka naman matalo, pwede ka mag-champion, eh. At wala nang kahit Ngayon, tanungin ko, sino ba ang nag-champion ng 1972 ng ng UAAP men's basketball or UAAP women's o kaya nung swimming? Walang makakaalala. Pero pag tinanong naman, yung mga players mo ba nag-graduate? Maalala mo, nag-graduate. And that is the most important thing in the world, no? That meron kang binaon para for them to make it outside the confines of school, no? Kasi sasabak na sila sa realidad ng buhay na sila ay magtatrabaho. Coach Paul, thank you for your time, no? I just like to share this verse, no, sa mga nakikinig, no, sa atin at kay Coach Paul. Sabi dito sa John 11 verse 25, Jesus was talking. Sabi niya, I am the resurrection and the life. The one who believes in me will live, even if he dies. And everyone who lives and believes in me will never die. The Lord Jesus was talking about eternal life. Lahat naman tayong mamamatay. We will die a physical death. But the important thing is, kilala ba natin ang Panginoon? Meron ba tayong ginawa para to seek Him and to seek His face so that, alam mo, pag kumakatok ang Panginoon sa ating mga buhay, ang importante is bubuksan natin ang pinto. Pag ang pinto hindi natin binubuksan, our God is a gentleman God, no? Hindi siya makikialam. Kaya nga sinasabi niya paulit-ulit, I am the way, the truth, and the life, no? And the light. So, mga kapatid, sa mga hindi pa nakakilala ang Panginoon, buksan natin ang Biblia dahil yan ang magbibigay ng buhay na walang hanggan. Hindi lang basketball, but making sure that we are depositing something so that after God calls us home, we will be with Him sa Kanyang presence. Thank you mga kapatid sa inyong pakikinig at maraming salamat sa inyong lahat. Ito po si Coach Jojo Villa ng Fellowship of Christian Athletes at inyong napakinggan ang programang Puso at Lakas, Sports sa Pinas sa 702 DZAS, FEBC Radio TV, agapay ng Sambayanan, miyembro ng KBP, kapisanan ng mga broadcaster ng Pilipinas. Magandang Sabado po sa inyong lahat. Thank you, Coach Paul.
Thank you, Coach. It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Puso at Lakas, Sports sa Pinas, sa pakikipagtulungan ng Fellowship of Coaches and Athletes at ng Far East Broadcasting Company Philippines.